Okay, everyone. So I recently posted on LinkedIn discussing the fact that I've been having trouble finding a position. Specifically, I filled out over 40 or so applications, and I hadn't heard back from any of the organizations or institutions that I had applied to. And so this was very frustrating to me. So what I did instead was I wrote letters of inquiry, and I sent them to superintendents and also deans of colleges of education at different universities. And so these are two separate letters, one for colleges of education deans and then another for superintendents. And so what I'm going to do here today is walk you through my letter of inquiry and how to write one on your own. And that way, hopefully, you will be able to find a job faster. Whenever I wrote my letters and sent them out within one day, I had over 30 responses, and someone even offered me a job interview. And some people called and said, "Hey, I see your skills. I'm going to see where you can fit in our organization." And so these letters really helped me to figure out what I'm going to be doing next, and just to get some feedback because even if they don't have anything, it's important to hear back from these people. Okay, so I'm going to go back and forth between the outline and also my letter that I've written. All right, so first thing first, at the top, you want to have the date. Make sure that you have the correct date. So if you send 10 one day and 10 the next, make sure that next day you update the date always, because you don't want, people to think, oh, this is just a general letter. She's sending them to, or he is sending them to everyone. Like, make sure that you're respectable and you update the date. So a letter of inquiry. So as I stated, this letter should be used to seek job opportunities with different organizations or institutions. So you should be able to use the same letter for the same type of organization or institution. The only thing that should change is your salutation. That's it. And so with the superintendents, I sent them the same letter. Like, everything remains the same because I'm trying to get the same type of position just within different school districts. And so this basically saves you time on having to write 10 different types of letters, unless you want 10 different types of positions, but that means you don't know what you have going on in life. Okay, so as I said, the salutation should always change. So here, you want to make sure that you provide the person's proper title and their name. You can go with first and last name, or you can just do last name, whichever you feel most comfortable with. But make sure if they're a doctor, make sure it says doctor or Mr. or Mrs. But make sure that their salutation is correct. And I'm sure everybody that's a doctor wants to be called doctor as opposed to Mr. or Mrs. They worked hard for that. So the introduction paragraph. So first, what you want to do is take the time to thank them for viewing your information. And that can include, one, this letter, but two, your CV and any other relevant information that you are going to attach in the email to them. And so if you're applying for a position that requires a certificate or a license, you definitely want to make sure you attach that certificate or that license in that email so they know that you're qualified for the position. All right, and so next you want to provide just brief information about where you currently stand in your educational studies or in your career. And so let's take a look at mine. And so, I discuss where I am in my doctoral program, when I expect to be done. And then the next thing is to state the type of position that you're looking for within that organization. But it's important to give a broad position title, because you don't want to give a specific position title and then limit yourself to the type of job that you can get, because there may be 7 to 10 different titles out there, but they may all do the same type of work. It just depends on the location and the organization on what they call the title or the position. But so that you want to make sure that you do not limit yourself, because they may look for an executive assistant position for you, but there may be another title for that position, and you could have gotten that job, but they don't know because you were too specific. So make sure that you don't limit yourself in your title. Okay, so the next paragraph, well, let me go back, sorry. So also you want to let them know that you're seeking their assistance in your search. So that's the purpose of this letter. Like, hey, I am hoping that you can help me, in my search for a position, a job, a career, whatever it is that you want to call it. So the next paragraph, I call it a descriptive paragraph. So here you're going to give a lot more detail. You're going to provide specific information about your specialty, your area of expertise. But in doing so, you want to make sure that it's related to the position that you're seeking, but also to the organization or institution that you're seeking to work at. And so with that, you want to go into detail about what you specialize in. And in doing so, provide an example of some work that you've done in that area. And that will be most helpful for them to know what it is that you're able to do. So with my letter, what I did was, when I discussed my specialty areas, basically I'm working with teachers, providing professional development for schools, I discussed my dissertation research, which is focused on K through 12 schools. And so providing that information was very helpful. Now, of course, my dissertation is 80 or so pages, but you don't want to provide too much information, but you do want to provide some detail on what you're doing. This letter should only be 1 page. Okay, so the concluding paragraph. So with the concluding paragraph, what you should do is kind of state your goals. If you want to restate your area of expertise or specialty, that's fine. But if you can wrap it up in your goals, so discuss those. Make sure, again, that they're related to the position and that they're related to the organization or institution, because you don't want to, say something that's not aligned with this organization's purpose. You want to make sure that you're on point with the people that you're trying to work for. And with that, you can also discuss how you achieve your goals, how you've worked to achieve your goals so far, or how you look to achieve your goals within their organization or institution. And that lets them know that you've researched them, you know what their goals are, you know what their purpose and their mission is. And so that just makes you look better. It makes it look like you're serious, in joining them, and that you can contribute something to their organization. Okay, and let's see what mine looks like. And so again, I discuss my goals focus on learning, education, and I also tied in my degree with that. So last paragraph, and I call this a persuasive paragraph. So here you want to give yourself a little bit of credit. Definitely say, due to my skills or due to my area of expertise in this area, I hope that you can help me. Of course, you want to always remain humble. But definitely, put it out there. This is who I am. This is what I bring to the table. How can you help? And when you're asking for help, make sure that you say that you're looking for help and seeking a position related to your skills, not necessarily related to a certain title, because they may think that your skills fit another position that they have in their organization. And also, make sure that you put in there, if you don't have anything at your organization, could you recommend an organization for me? Because if you're contacting a president, CEO, superintendent, or director, over a position or organization, then they're always networking, they always know other people. And so if they don't have something, hopefully they can send your information to someone else that they know. And then, of course, at the end, you want to thank them for taking the time to read your letter, and also provide contact information. And so I provided my name, my title, my email, and my cell phone number. You may have a landline, but make sure whatever information you provide, that they can definitely contact you, and make sure, double check that your information is correct. Okay. And so that is all that I have. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I'm going to post a link to a Google Doc so that you can access the outline. That way you may just go in and fill in your information into each individual area, so you can have access to that. And I hope this helps.